It's time to say the daily mantra. You is smart, you is kind, you is important. Let's go. All right, so I was looking at loads yesterday, coming out of Yuma today, because I should be empty by the afternoon time. And well, there wasn't much going on. I mean, there was some, but it wasn't. I wasn't able to get anything. It was kind of frustrating. Let's see. Stuff going to New Jersey, Georgia, Salt Lake City. Raleigh to Phoenix. I mean, it'll be about 325 miles, so by the time you get to that 1,300, you're about $4 a mile, give or take. So I don't know. I might call on this one, see if I need to get set up with them, and see what time it's picking up too, because I've got to go deliver in Yuma, and then and I'm not going to get there until noon, and who knows how long Taylor Farms is going to take to unload me. So yeah, we'll see when that one picks up. Of course, they never put the information here because you have to call. That's just their little game they play. You got to call on it to get the information. Even though there's a way for them to just input the information, you could know whether or not you could make that appointment just by scrolling by it. But they don't want to do that. So I'll call them and find out what's going on. All right, well, I called on a couple loads, and one picks up this morning. I wouldn't be able to make the appointment. The other one they said was already covered. So for now, I just need to go and take my little backpack here, go take a shower here at this pilot, and then we'll get back to looking for loads right before we take off and we head for Yuma. All right, I am ready to rock and roll. It's pretty windy today, so we've got our work cut out for us. We have an estimated arrival time right now of 11:47, and our window to get there was between 8 a.m. and noon. So we've got a 13-minute window, and I know I've said this before, but when you're trucking in California, you always have to add extra time on from what Google Maps says, because Google Maps assumes that you're going to be doing 65, 70 miles an hour, whatever the speed limit is for the cars. But in good old California, the Golden State, trucks have to go 55. So it always takes a little bit longer. And none of the trucks actually go 55, allegedly. But it still isn't like 70. You know, like a lot of these roads out here in the desert and stuff, they'll be 70 mile an hour highways. So it's just it won't be as quick as that. So 11:47 is a pipe dream. I'm just hoping to get there by noon. That is my goal. But anyway, just to be clear, that little mantra is from a movie. I don't actually have a morning mantra that I say to myself. I think sometimes if you want to speak truth into your own life, remind yourself of certain things that are true, then maybe that's good. But mine wouldn't be a quote from a movie. It would be probably Ephesians 1. Or maybe Romans 8. Something more, something with a bit more truth in it. A bit more teeth, you know? But anyway, all right, we're gonna get on our we're gonna get on our way on the road, merge those two things together, and we're gonna try and get down here in time to make our appointment, and we'll see what happens if we don't. I mean, what are they gonna do? It's their stuff. It's a transfer from Taylor Farms to Taylor Farms. So what are they gonna do? Tell me to turn around? I don't think so. I don't think so. But they may make me hold it on my truck for like a day. Which is why I haven't booked anything yet. I started thinking about it. I'm like, if I get there at noon and they take until 4 p.m. to offload me, like, that really doesn't leave me a whole lot of time to, you know, get down the road and get another pickup. So I think I'm gonna hold off. And if I find something that works out this afternoon after I get offloaded, then I find something. And if not, then I'll wait until tomorrow, which is Saturday, which kind of sucks, but at the same time, you know, I just I've been burned in the past trying to schedule you know, loads one right after another, and this feels like one of those times where I probably should just wait until I know for sure that I'm offloaded. Okay, go ahead. I really don't understand why you needed to get over right here, right now. You got miles of road in front of you, miles of road behind you, but you wanted to get over right here, right now. And you want to go 45 miles an hour. That's fine. That's fine. You do your thing. I'll do mine. I think maybe the wind caught her by surprise as she started going. It was like, whoa, I don't want to be driving in this wind. Slow down, slow it down. I got 40,000 pounds in the box, so I'm not scared of no wind. Not today. All right, I'll catch up with you guys when we get down the road. I think I already said that about 2 minutes ago, but now we're actually gonna catch up with you guys when we get down the road. All right, let's go. Got here right a couple minutes before noon, and I may or may not have snuck in like a back entrance that wasn't supposed to be for trucks, and then I came out a gate with a security guard. So I'm like, well, I might as well stop and talk to this security guard and ask her where I'm supposed to go. But yeah, I guess I'm supposed to go over here to shipping, which is, I don't know, the address they gave me isn't anywhere, but I'm gonna get over here and I think they have the call-in type of checking in, so I'll come over here and try and check in over here and see if I can't figure out where I'm supposed to go. As with most things with Taylor Farms, they've got so many buildings around and such a huge operation. It makes it a little bit confusing your first time coming in. It's just the way it is. I don't know. That's how it is over there in Salinas too. Your first time over there, it's a little overwhelming. You're like, they got people calling. Yeah, man, look at this. This is pretty hectic over here, man. Yeah, I'm gonna be here a while, so I'm glad I didn't book anything. I'll start looking for tomorrow, because I think that's gonna be my best bet, is booking a load for tomorrow. All right, I'm gonna figure this out, get over here, get checked in, and then go from there. All right, so I was a lot closer to the first place I went to, but somehow I missed it. And now I just have people help me blindside in to a parking spot and stuff, and I gotta move to get out and go to a different dock. So it's shipping number 2 I'm looking for, not shipping number 1, even though they're receiving the product. So all right, it's 12:15 now, so we're officially late, but I think they'll be okay. She said go back out the way I came in, turn left back the way that I left, and go 2 streets down, which I'm pretty sure is where I turned in last time. But she said there's a sign that says shipping 2, so I'm looking for shipping number 2. That's gonna be my sign. Oh, there it is. Taylor Farms shipping 2. There it is. All right. All right. Follow directions and you'll get where you need to go. Follow directions and you'll get where you need to go. All right. Now I see the big Taylor Farms sign, big red arrows pointing me in the right direction. The bigger the arrow, the better in my book. All right. And she said go over by door 1, so I'm just gonna pull in straight right here like these guys, like so, and run over there to door 1. Looks like a plan to me. All right. He said, "Hey, I'll call you in about 2 hours or maybe an hour and a half." And I said, "Okay, sounds good." So we're just gonna be hanging out. I'm gonna start looking for a load for tomorrow, because I'm not thinking that. I mean, unless something picks up this evening, but we'll have to get lucky for that. But we'll see. Who knows? Might as well look, right? All right, let's take a look at what we got going here. Yuma for today and tomorrow, 47 loads. I've called on a couple already, and the one that I was really interested in doing is the one that goes up to Oregon. Where did that one go? This one, Yuma to Clackamas, Oregon. Clackamas, I don't know how to pronounce that. But when I called them, they said, yeah, it picks up today in Nogales. And I'm like, well, I'm in Yuma, so maybe you shouldn't post it as a Yuma load. But they're just trying to get phone calls on it, because that's what brokers do. They give as little information as possible, or they'll give false information just so they can get phone calls to try and see if they can talk someone into going and picking up a load for them. So I just cut them off quick, and I'm like, I'm like, oh, well, I'm in Yuma. I'm looking for something out of here. Thanks, but no thanks. I'm out. So this is what it's looking like for today. This one's kind of intriguing, but anything that picks up tomorrow, I'm going to have to hold over the weekend probably. So I'm a little bit like, I don't love that. Man, there was one for 1,200 that I called on just a little bit ago that already got scooped up. So that was the one I kind of was keeping in my back pocket. Like, maybe I'll do that one, and then it went into Ontario, and it was just 177 miles loaded. And I thought, oh, maybe I'll do that. But, and he was willing to do 1,300 because it didn't deliver until Monday. But in any case, I'm going to figure it out. I'm kind of hemming and hawing because I don't know exactly when I'm going to get unloaded today. And anything that picks up tomorrow is, like, basically I want a load that's going to hold me, that's going to give me some miles over the weekend. But I don't want to go back east. I want to go miles up into California. And there's just not a lot going up into NorCal or Oregon right now. So this is the challenge I have with the way that I'm running, mostly in California, trying to get my miles in California, save up my out-of-state miles, all that stuff. So if you don't know what I'm talking about on that, you'll just have to go back into some older videos where I explained why I do that. But all right, I'm gonna keep looking, eat some lunch, and yeah, we'll see how long I have to wait before they'll unload me. Let's just see. All right, so 1.5 hours, 2 hours, 3.5 hours, 4 hours. Hey, what's the difference? It's all the same. It's all the same. Yeah, we're still waiting over here at Taylor Farms. I kind of figured, like, the reason they're even doing these transfers is because of that fire. I'm like 90% sure that that's why these loads are even here. So they're alleviating the stress on their storage space already by sending these loads down here. So I figured they wouldn't be in a huge hurry to offload us, considering the purpose of this load is to alleviate their storage space issue. So, because you guys saw, if you watched yesterday's video, you saw how big that building was that burned down. I mean, that's a ton of square footage of space. And I don't know exactly what they do in that space. I know they do some packaging and some other stuff, so I don't know what that one was used for. But nevertheless, they lost a lot of square footage of their capacity. So they're making up for it with trucks right now. And hey, I can't cry about it. I'm just going to turn in my detention request to the broker and see what happens. Although I did check in here because I was lost and driving around, checked in about 15 minutes late, so hopefully that doesn't screw me over on the detention. But nevertheless, not a big deal. I was able to finally find a load. I know I basically ended up just like calling on every load that was on the load board. It said there was like 46 at one point when I was looking, and I didn't have a lot of hope because most of those loads, there's probably like 10 legitimate loads on there because so many of them are repeats of the same loads. And so I just started calling like one by one, all the ones in places that I could go to. Even if I didn't want to go there, I could go there. Going up to Oregon. I've never gone up to Oregon. I don't really care to go through their trip permit process and pay extra money to drive on their roads and all that. But I called on one, and it just didn't pay enough. It was from all the way down here, all the way up there, and they wanted to pay like $2,300, and I was like, that doesn't sound right. I don't know. Or maybe it was 27 on that one, but still, it was a little bit of money for a lot of of miles. So didn't grab that one. I called on a bunch of other loads. Most of them, people were saying I was like the guy that was forcing them to take stuff down off the load board. It's like been on there for 4 hours, and so someone already booked it, but I'd call on it anyway. And I'm like, hey, you guys got this load on the load board? What's it looking like? They're like, oh, yeah, that one got booked. Sorry, man, we'll pull it down right now. I'm like, yeah, no problem. That happened like 3 or 4 times. So that's just kind of the way that that it worked out. And but I ended up finding the load. Finally, I was just on the load board refreshing every few minutes, and hey man, I was able to refresh at the right time, see a load, jump on the load, and it's not the best rate per mile I've ever seen. We're not breaking any records, but it picks up tomorrow in Brawley, California, which is 50, 60 miles back the other direction, back towards California, or not towards California, in California. And so that's the plan right now. We're gonna go over there tomorrow. So I have all the time in the world over here tonight for Taylor Farms. They can take their time. But I'd like to go take another shower. I know I took a shower earlier, but holy crap, the wind out here. Oh, did you guys see that on the driving footage? I didn't talk about it. I meant to talk about it, but then I got lost over here and stuff. But the wind was whipping so bad. It's such a bad windstorm, and like just a dust storm. And I'm pretty sure that my paint job got sandblasted. We're down like a couple layers of clear coat now. So anyway, that was fun, man. That was fun. But anyway, so I'd like to get where I'm going and like take a shower, because like I just feel like dirt all over me, even though I haven't actually done anything today. I've just sat in the truck, but got out and walked a couple times, and you can like feel that grit on you. But anyway, all right. I'll catch up with you guys once we get a door and once we get offloaded, whenever that is. All right, it is 5:30. We got ourselves a dock, and they already got done unloading me in about 10 minutes. See that green light just popped on? All right, so we're empty. So now I just gotta get my paperwork, and we'll get the heck out of here, man. Hopefully it won't take too long. And then I gotta go find a washout, because that trailer was filthy, and it was clean when I showed up to get it loaded, and then it got dirty, really dirty. But all right, we'll go get this thing. Hopefully get my paperwork right now. I think I can just go over there and pick it up. I got a green light already. All right, here we are crossing over the Colorado River back into California, and we made quick work of that trip to Yuma. We're coming right back into California to pick up the load tomorrow morning. I found one trailer washout place that specializes just in trailer washouts, which is common in places where agricultural product is picked up and shipped, produce and stuff, because it can leave the trailer dirty, and they need it to be food grade when it shows up, which is silly, right? It's like, hey, it needs to be perfectly clean so that we can drive and track all the mud from the fields into your trailer. But it has to be clean when you bring it here, so we can dirty it up. All right, whatever. But anyway, so I found one, but on the map, but I couldn't figure out how to get there, and I made a wrong turn, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go back into California. I'm sure there's one in Brawley or El Centro, somewhere over here. And now I'm looking, I can't find one. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna head this way though, and I'll at least take like the leaves of lettuce and collect those and throw them in the trash. And, but there's a bunch of mud in there too, so I got to get a washout. But at the very least, I got to at least have it free of all the produce, because that stuff will just rot, smell bad, and it'll be no bueno. But those of you who haul produce before, you're probably yelling at me where there's a bunch of different places to wash out, but I'm just using Google Maps, man. I'm just using Google Maps and searching truck wash and trailer washout, and there's one that's a dude's house in Brawley, and then there's one in El Centro where it says truck wash, and it puts it right in the middle of like an interchange between the 111 and Highway 8 or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, that's not a truck wash there. That's a highway interchange, folks. I don't think we're gonna get. I don't think we're gonna be able to get washed up in there. So anyway, I'll figure it out. I ain't afraid to figure some stuff out. Half-ass it if I need to. Yep, that's my way. That's the way that I do things. If it's good enough for government work, it's good enough for me. That's how I see it. All right, I'll catch up with you guys when we get down the road and get to where we're going to sleep for the night or get to a trailer washout, depending on what happens. And yeah, catch up with you guys in a little bit. I mean, I'm not the only one who thinks this is kind of nuts, right? All the sand blowing across the road. And the truck in front of me is kind of like sweeping some of it off the road because it's his airflow is changing it up quite a bit. But yeah, see, when I'm further back from him, you can see how much is actually going across the road. It's just a river of sand going across the road at all times. Crazy. Out here looking like Hidalgo in a Habubi. Alright. We are coming over here to the Pilot in Brawley. And well, it looks pretty full. I've been in here late at night before and found parking, so I'm a little disappointed that I don't have my pick of the spots. It's only like 7 o'clock. But, you know, it's all good. We're about 2 miles away from our pickup, so we're gonna swing it in here. Not a lot in the way of parking back there. Well, I'll find a spot and we'll close out this video. I'll talk about the next load we got and maybe some numbers, break down some numbers for you guys, and we'll go from there. All right, we found our parking spot. We just parked out here on the street, just outside. There was a couple parking spots in there, but they were going to be tough blindside backs, or even just if I got spun around and then tried to back in the regular way. The two spots that were open, the guys were sticking out like pretty far to get around them. That's why those spots were open still, because no one wants to try to get around a long hood truck who's sticking out that far. So I decided not to either. There was parking out here, so I just took it. Sorry if the wind's loud, my bad. It's windy out here still. But anyway, so I did 700 miles for this load. 700 miles. I didn't count the deadhead just now from Yuma over here because I already had 100 miles of deadhead from my yard to Salinas. So I figure I'll count that deadhead on towards the next load, which at the end of the week, at the end of the month, it doesn't matter. But just for the sake of these numbers, I wanted to be able to say I hit $3 a mile. All right. So and on the trip, it'll be good. But so those like 60 something miles that I just did, we're not going to count those towards the load we just did. We're going to count it 700 miles. We got $2,100 on the rate. Boom, easy math. Didn't even have to put that in the calculator. That's $3 a mile, baby. And then we'll put that 65 miles that we just did on tomorrow's load. We got a load that picks up just 2 miles away, and then we'll take it up to Sacramento or Woodland, past Sacramento, on Monday, and make a Monday delivery. So I should be able to get loaded tomorrow, Saturday morning, and get home by Saturday night and have Sunday off. So not a bad little way to make a little money and get back home and be able to go to church with my family and do all the good stuff that I need to do. So yeah, I'm digging this. I'm digging the way that it worked out, even though it wasn't my first choice or my second choice or my third choice. This is good. We're working, we're making money, and we're gonna make it home to hang out with the family a little bit, at least for a day, and maybe I can catch up on some Discovery Channel shows and stuff. Get a little rest day in. That's what my rest days consist of: watching Gold Rush and Curse of Oak Island and a bunch of other random dumb shows. But anyway, all right. Love you guys. Peace out. See you on the next load. So I finally ran into Scott Haley. He was finally driving slow enough that I could talk to him. But introduced myself to him, told him, hey man, my father-in-law and your father-in-law are friends, and that truck, oh, look at that truck. Oh. But he's always running because he's always hauling those cattle around, never stops for too long. So he's gonna stop and talk for a little bit, but I can't hold him up too much, man. He's got to get down the road. But anyway, yeah, kind of cool meeting him. I've showed you guys when I was going on Highway 58. I showed you his truck while he was passing by me at 65 miles an hour. That was you guys got to see his truck. Well, now we can see it up close and in person. Look at that. Look at it. It's bad.